Ladies and gentlemen, this is Metagetics, and welcome to Review and Recap for Dragon Ball Super Episode 98. On Episode 97, we had a lot of chaos going on. It was the beginning of the Tournament of Power, so there's a lot of things to keep track of, and to be honest with you, I feel like I forgot something. There's just too much going on. But with this episode, we actually focus a little more on one spot. We don't see any of Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin. We don't see anybody but Goku and Vegeta. Those are the only two that we actually have any action from Universe 7. So we kick off where we left off last week, where Goku came up from the side of the ring, almost got eliminated by a guy named Nink. That was his name, that big green guy. His name was Nink. Goku got back up, and all of a sudden he's surrounded by the trio of danger, Bergamo, Lavender, and Basil. He was surrounded by those three, and he's just squaring up. He's ready to fight him. And this whole time, Ro, the Kai for Universe 9, he is just talking mad junk all episode, the whole time. He's just talking trash, egging him on, and so we have to deal with that the entire time. But these guys, they start attacking Goku. He tries to stay in base form, and here we also get another example why the Supreme Kai for Universe 7, he's not good at what he does. It's almost laughable how little he knows about everything, because Goku starts fighting Lavender with the poison, and he pops out the poison. He says, this is the poison your son enjoyed. Hope you're ready for it. And Goku's like, no problem, I got this. And he powers up, and that white form we saw, the white barrier we saw from the review last week, it actually is a barrier. And Goku even says that me and Gohan thought this up to defend against this. That way it doesn't happen again. So that basically nullifies out Lavender's poison, so it makes it not a problem anymore. So Goku's squaring off with a dangerous trio. They're so well coordinated. They're fighting left and right. They're popping in and out. He's getting a few blows in, but they're getting more. They're getting a better edge on Goku, and he's staying in base form. Now, in regards to the Supreme Kai, why I said he's not very good at what he does is because he even openly asked the Elder Kai and Beerus and Whis, who he's sitting with, why doesn't Goku just power up and knock these guys out? And Whis just flat out says he's conserving his strength. He's pacing himself, because if he's going to last the entire thing, he needs to control all his usage. And going blue does burn a lot of stamina. Goku has to save that as long as possible and not use it unless he really has to. So that really kind of puts the Supreme Kai in his place. Makes it look like he doesn't know what he's doing, because he's just not good. He really isn't. We kind of got shafted on Supreme Kais, but that's neither here nor there. Back to the match. They're going back and forth. They're going at it, and Vegeta notices that Goku's having trouble. He's in base form. He's not powering up, but he's clearly having trouble, because these guys, there wouldn't be that much competition if Goku went Super Saiyan or if he went blue, and he just, got down to brass tacks and knocked it out. But alas, he's trying to save energy. He's trying to save stamina. They start doing this formation, the Dangerous Trio. They start doing a formation where they start they start operating in a triangle. So it's almost like a trap. And Goku's dead center in the middle, and then Rose starts running his mouth again. The Supreme Kai for Universe 9, he starts running his mouth how once somebody's in the Dangerous Trio's triangle, there's no getting out of it. And Goku is flat center in the middle of it, but he's not too concerned, but he's definitely on his heels a little bit, because he's not in a good spot. All of a sudden, Vegeta pops in, and he pops in right behind Goku, and they're back to back. Real cool stuff. And Rose starts laughing because Vegeta jumped into the center, and he's like, well, he's screwed too. Don't worry, guys, that's two more we'll just knock out. Beerus is starting to get concerned. Whis is stating that they are in trouble because they fell right into the Dangerous Trio's trap. So Vegeta and Goku, they're still squaring off. They're still holding their own a little bit, and it's going back and forth. A lot of animations going back and forth. Not a lot of stuff's going on until Rose says, all right, time for my plan. So the Supreme Kai for Universe 9, he calls the rest of his warriors, and he says, okay, everybody team up and knock those two out. I want them gone. And sure enough, all the rest of his warriors show up. And so now at this point, it is 8 versus 10, or 8 versus 2. Goku and Vegeta against 8 fighters from Universe 9. and it's not looking good. It's trouble because they're squaring off. Goku is fighting against this dragon gargoyle looking dude, and he's armored up. And Goku does a few blows against him and does no damage. And the guy explains, "I have iron skin. You're not going to hurt me. I'm known as like the steel guttered warrior or something like that." But it doesn't matter because anyway, moving on. He does a few blows. He tries to hurt him. He's like, "That doesn't even tickle. You got to do better than that, Goku." So Goku's in a pickle. Vegeta's squaring off against Lavender and this one chick with these really long nails. And he's fighting Lavender. She comes in. She strikes at Vegeta. He barely dodges. And she's got these like almost like not Wolverine, but like Lady Deathstrike. She has these long, elongated nails, and they're all painted red. And she claims she's gonna scratch and rip his pretty face off. So she's already squaring off with Vegeta. Vegeta's kind of on his own, and he pops up a barrier too. So apparently, even though we didn't have that much screen time with Universe 7's team before the tournament starts, they did strategize a little bit, and Gohan did pass on the information about the poison. So it seems like at least Vegeta paid attention as well as Goku. So that's good. No worry about the poison. So they're fighting. Goku's squaring off. They start getting rocked around. And like I said, a lot of animation going back and forth. Not a whole lot happened besides this fight. The fight's great. You guys need to check out this episode. You really do. It's hard to describe all these fights without kind of, taking down notes and going step by step. I don't take down notes for these reviews. I kind of wing it and I just have fun with it because that's the whole point, right? Going on. Vegeta squaring off against Lavender and this one girl and that one chick with the razor nails. I don't know her name. I'm sorry. And they charge at Vegeta from opposite sides, and Vegeta kind of dodges out of the way last second, and this girl nails Lavender, and this throws the whole team off balance. Now jumping back real quick before that happened, there's a couple other guys that started fighting also, and one of those 8 members that are fighting against Goku and Vegeta. He's this big green dude, and he shot something called an ice lance, and it hit Vegeta, and it froze his entire right arm below the elbow. So, our 2 fighters, they're in trouble, and at this point, Beerus is worried, Whis is getting kind of concerned, the Kais, they're in the same boat. But again, Vegeta dodged out of the way, his arm's still frozen, and she nails Lavender, and this throws the whole team off balance because, one of them struck each other. So at this point, Goku takes a perfect opportunity to go Super Saiyan and go on the offensive. So does Vegeta. This is where things get really cool. Goku immediately knocks out 2 people from Universe 9. Vegeta does the same thing. He takes out that Ice Lance guy. He takes out this other guy that was shooting spider webs that thought he had Vegeta trapped. But no, Vegeta powers up. He says, "Don't underestimate the power of my anger or of my strength," and he knocks those 2 out. So there's 4 limited right there. So it goes from 8 down to 4, and a couple more exchanges happen, and we're down to Bergamo, Lavender, and Basil versus Vegeta and Goku. And this is where it gets really cool because they're fighting left and right, and the dangerous trio. Sorry. Words getting tangled up there. But the trio of dangers, they get knocked back against the edge of the ring, and they basically pull out the last attack. It's called the Triangle Danger Beam or Assault, and they each power up their own respective key. One's yellow, one's blue, and one's red, and they attack at the same time in this big giant, almost like a rainbow, but it's just red, yellow, and blue. There's like rainbow beams shoot straight towards Goku and Vegeta. And they're not having it. They both power up to blue real fast, and they launch their signature attacks, which I loved. This was great. The animation was spot on. Vegeta pops up, does Final Flash, Goku does Kamehameha, and they just launch them at the same time, and it was amazing. It was so cool, and it really got the heart pumping because they knocked these guys out so fast, and it countered the attack from the Dangerous Trio, and just like that, Universe 9 was eliminated. They lost all their fighters. They all appeared on the bench. And, it gets very ominous at this point. It gets real creepy because the Daishenkan, the Grand Priest, he kind of changes his tone and he gets real serious because the both the Omni Kings realize, with using their God pads and eliminating each person as they go, that Universe 9 has gone dark. That's what they say. They've gone dark. And it's time for the universe to be eliminated. And this is where everybody in the ring stops fighting. They look up and they realize what's going on. Like, this is for real. This is not like, hey, you guys get eliminated, you get on the bench, you wait and we'll see what happens. No, this is for real. Like, eliminations, if all your fighters are gone from the arena, then you are done right then and there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, just like that, the Xenos, they go ahead and they eliminate. And they kind of put their hands up, and all of a sudden these lights start flashing, and everybody just disappears. Ro disappears, Seadra, the god of destruction, disappears. All the fighters disappear. It blinks over their universe, and it kind of zooms out, and it blips out, and the entire universe is gone. Just like that. Even Beerus asked Whis to check on them and ask what happened to Universe 9. And Whis is like, it's gone. It just disappeared. It's no more. So there we have confirmation that we don't wait to the end of the tournament. When your fighters get eliminated, your universe is done. It's kaput. It's out of here. And on top of that, something that was a little disturbing was the angel for Universe 9. I don't remember what his name was. But everybody disappears around him, and the camera zooms in on his face, and he smirks like he's like, okay, it's about time. I don't know if he was just sick of his universe because they were full of douchebags, or at least Ro was a douchebag. I don't know if it was him tired of his universe, or if something else is going on. We don't know. But it just didn't seem right. If it felt out of place, it felt put there intentionally to kind of maybe hint towards something else down the road. Or maybe he just really didn't like his universe. That could be it too, because from all the scenes we've seen before with Universe 9, there's not been any, friendliness from their angel with the God of Destruction or the Kai. So it could just be that, and we're looking too much into it, or it could be that this might hint towards something later down the road. We're going to have to wait and see. So that was the main gist of the episode. There was a couple of cool moments, but at first I wanted to highlight everything that happened to Goku and Vegeta. That was the main thing for the episode. Now, there was one side note. It showed some action with Frieza. Not so much a side note, but it was really cool, but it wasn't that much there. But Frieza basically took down that sumo wrestler looking guy. The one that squared off against Basal, that reflected the kicks and didn't get eliminated. He actually was like on his stomach. He was knocked out, and Frieza was standing over him all triumphant, like he just discovered new land, and he's planting his flag, and he's kind of saying, "Okay, where am I gonna go now? I'm having some fun," and he even notes that Goku's having some fun too, so it's time for him to. One of the flyers from, I don't remember which universe, but it was the guy with the bat wings. Looked like a gargoyle almost, but he's a flyer, and he can fly because he doesn't have to use a technique to. But Frieza uses his finger. He shoots back his death beam, and the camera plays a little trick. It looks like the guy gets killed because it looks like he gets shot through the chest, but in fact, Frieza shot just under his arm and shot into his wing and eliminated the guy's capabilities to fly. So just like that, he clipped him. And the guy fell down, and Frieza walks up. He's, okay, you're my new plaything. We're going to have a fun time. So he's basically torturing this guy, just like he did Gohan back in the Resurrection F arc. He was just having fun with him. I mean, Frieza's a sick dude. He is demented, but that's why we love him, right? So he's torturing this guy, and I believe he is a member of Universe 9. And halfway through the fight with Goku and Vegeta fighting the other 8, this guy, he eliminates himself. He'd rather go and end it than just be tortured by Frieza. That's saying a lot, because you get eliminated, your universe is done. But apparently Frieza was torturing him, and he was doing this guy such a wrong that he just didn't want to be around anymore. And then he popped up into the bench, and the God of Destruction like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I forgot, sorry." So that's what else happened. Frieza had his little playtime, had a little screen time, messing with a couple of people, knocking some dudes out. That was fine. But the main episode was Goku and Vegeta versus Universe 9, basically. That was what it came down to. A lot of great animation, A lot of great fight scenes. You guys need to check this episode out. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved it. It was great. It was better than last week. Last week was a really good episode, but to me it was a little more chaotic and sporadic than I'd like. There was just a lot going on. And last week the entire episode took course over the time frame of 1 minute. They don't mention how much time it takes up in this episode, but it was a fun time. It really was. I'm looking forward to next week. The preview show, the focus is going to change over to Android 18 and Krillin. And even in the next episode preview, it notes that 18's in trouble, and it shows a lot of action from Krillin, which is going to make me, I'm loving that. I'm looking forward to that because Krillin's one of my favorite characters. It shows him launching a triple Kienzan, or a triple Destructo Disc, which is great. He launches it at that green bird looking guy. First two miss, the third one clips the guy's wings, so that's some previews we get. We see Krillin jumping around. We see a clip of Android 18 wearing Krillin's glasses. So I think that Krillin is going to go ahead and use that solar flare that he used against Gohan way back training, and he'll probably use that and throw his glasses to 18 so he's going to get blinded. Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's all I can break for next episode. My only prediction for next episode is that he's going to hand her his glasses before he does the solar flare. That's the only thing I can think of. Because we've seen last week that the solar flare can happen even though there's no actual sun to draw the power from. But let's not look too much into it. It's an anime. It's fighting. It's cool. I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you have a comment, what do you think is going to happen? How did you like the episode? Leave a comment down below. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be here every week, and I'll be dropping a few extra videos along the week, too. You can look forward to some Boruto reviews, as well as, a couple discussions based on just random thoughts here and there. And we'll see what happens. And, of course, if you guys want some content, go ahead and let me know what you want. I'll be there to cover it. I'll do what you guys want. I'm here for you. I want to build a community that is, as friendly as can be. We enjoy things. No discrimination on characters and who likes what. We're all just one big, we're just all just here to get along. So if you guys like, definitely hit the like button. Like I said, leave a comment. Thank you for joining me. You can find me over on Twitter at Metagetics. I'll leave a link down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining. You have a good one. Later.